style. With time.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Let me see if I can snag Scott there. He is frozen. Fantastic shot there on the screen. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull him back in real quick. Uh, Getting this stream kicked off here. I would imagine. You know what, guys? I'm looking forward to the stream a lot because wait until you see what we have in store for you here on the Fancast. It's going to be an electric night, to be honest with you. I'm excited. We got some cool stuff going on here with the old Fancast. So we got talking Ravens and Colts tonight, and then like I said, we got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So we'll try to get Scott brought back in here, and then we'll go from there. There he is. Look at this guy.
Here
What's
we
going
go.
on?
Guys, I apologize. I was so geeked over here. The technology aspect of the stream on my end, I had to do a couple coding things and we got it fixed, okay?
Got it fixed.
We got it fixed. We were too excited. We were excited because I think Nick was getting into it a little bit.
Yeah, yep.
But we special treat this episode for this preview show, when we're going to be featuring the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. We have a little treat as we go along that journey, and that's the man himself. Nick, I think you know about him. I sure know about him. I'm talking about 1,078 receptions, 135 touchdowns.
Wow.
This man is so good at football. And I'm talking about get your wine ready, get your popcorn ready. Our man, Terrell Owens.
Oh, yeah, T.O. Love that guy. Love him.
81 Vino, baby.
There it is. 81 Vino. Got it up on the screen there. That's T.O.'s smiling face right there. That's my wine. Here we go. Let's show him let's show him the bottle, Scott. Let me see if I can get
Get it in there.
Get in there.
We're gonna show it off.
81 Vino. Really looking forward to this, man. I'm excited about
Cabernet
this.
Sauvignon, a 2017, guys.
Wow. Let's see Let's see what we got on here. So T.O. has a message on the back of the bottle. I'll go ahead and read it off here. It says quote, 81 is dedicated to the fans of the game. Every athlete works hard and strives for greatness, which is only achieved by the support of you, the fan. That's Terrell Owens, Hall of Fame 2018. Because that's right, we're drinking wine made by a Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen, and that is
dedicated for the fans.
Pretty awesome. That sounds like
which is what we're about.
That sounds like a fan cast type of thing, right there, Scott?
It's a fan cast type of thing. One could argue it's a principle that we were built on, to be honest with you.
Dude, this is great. All right, let me get look at the cork open.
I'm very excited.
Dude, this is awesome. It's just cool to be able to see. Dude, how awesome. And it's freaking T.O. Like, I mean, it just couldn't be better.
Yeah, and the great thing is I have 30 minutes to finish this whole bottle before my girlfriend comes up and wants to try some of it.
Ah, see, so we gotta, yeah, I know. I feel like my fiance is probably gonna want to splash too. All right, let's take a look at the cork real quick. Cool. Oh, cool, a little signature on the cork there.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's pretty cool. All right, let me get.
Smells delicious.
Let me get her in here, dude. This is cool, man. Like, I'm pretty excited about it. Like, we've been hyping it up for a little while now. I'm pretty freaking pumped. All right, so
that smells good.
Let's take a look at it. Oh, it's pretty dark. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I like that where people are getting to see our wine sampling skills.
For sure.
I mean,
beautiful legs on.
Look at that. I don't know if I'm a regular Gary V with the wine, but there you go. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. 81 Vino, baby.
81 Vino. Let's find out. That's wow.
Yeah, that's something that,
Wow.
wow,
Wow.
I I enjoy.
It's really good. Like that's
We
really
might have to make it a staple around here.
that's really good. Like yeah. What is the price point on that, Scott? Just I feel like people
Mm.
at home are probably that's good. I feel
That
like that's
bottle will probably run you around $40. That's a $40 bottle.
okay.
It's a good quality
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah. They're not messing
Um,
around. They're definitely not messing around.
yeah, it's not a cheap bottle, but it's definitely made very high quality glass. And you can
Wow.
tell because this
I
it
like
is
it a lot.
delicious.
I like it a lot. See, I'm you know, it's better than I
You put
expected.
a-
I don't know if that's bad to
yeah,
say, but like it's actually like really really good. Like I thought it was gonna be good. Like I was like,
80
oh, hold on, I lost you again. Let me bring you back. There you are. All right. Yes. Anyway,
there we are.
so what were you saying?
Yeah, it is
It's
this thing is it's delicious actually.
it's
And I
yeah.
think it's something that we probably want to make a staple around here and maybe I don't know, get together with one of the best receivers in the
Oh
game and start to do some business
yeah, this is
potentially and
phenomenal.
help him clink some cases of this stuff because this is
Yeah, I would
delicious.
promote this all day long. Like this stuff is great. Like I understand price
Yeah.
points like a little expensive, and we get that. And like I
Yeah.
wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That's like you're not. I wasn't sure what to expect, but like this is really
If you want us to get our own referral code, we can get you 10% off. Like this video if you want 10% off
yeah,
TO's
yeah, for
wine.
sure. We'll hook it up.
That's a good way to judge it.
We'll hook it up. This is solid, man. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
good for him. I don't remember T.O. being like a wine guy when he was in the league, like necessarily,
yeah,
but like wow.
and yeah, and you know what this kind of it reminds me of,
What's it remind you of?
and you're gonna think I'm a little crazy, Nick, and I understand why, but it does kind of remind me of like a sad poetry, maybe like an
Mm,
Edgar Allan Poe's poem,
yeah.
one that's probably famous that I don't remember the name, but anyway, let's okay.
Come on.
See what I did
Yes.
there? That was a nice
Yes.
transition because I'm
That
pretty
was
sure
that was pretty
Edgar
good.
Allan Poe has a poem about a raven. I forget what it's called. But Lamar Jackson, baby, is he going to be back this season?
He's gonna. I would imagine so. I would imagine
No,
so.
I mean like back to like playing like Lamar
Oh,
Jackson, Madden cover
the
style of
same
football.
as
Now
you're
he'll be
saying.
back in Baltimore. He's
You're
there
saying
now,
he
I
might
believe.
have. You're saying he might have taken a little bit of a dip last season from the MVP year, which statistically is absolutely correct. Um, that's a good question. I mean, I sometimes wonder with a Lamar Jackson type of player, and this has happened in the NFL before. What I mean by that is he's like unique. He kind of brings something that like is a little bit new. It's like a new flavor to the league, right? He's
Yeah.
a unique player. I think Calvin Johnson of this same type of way. Like I think of
Yeah.
like there's Michael Vick was that way, right? There's just these guys that sort of bring a little bit of a different style. Some of the pass rushers we've seen recently, and I think eventually what happens is the NFL figures that out. Like they figure out the thing that makes you unique and they start adjusting to it. And I think what becomes difficult is if everybody else doesn't adjust that's on your team with you and then it becomes easier and easier to defend as you go. And I do worry
Yeah.
that that's a little bit of what happened last year and then you got to wonder where that trend is going, right? If Lamar Jackson has not been able to add anything new to his game, I find it kind of hard to imagine anything new happening with him, this season. I think if he has another element, right, and he's got maybe some more weapons, and we talked about that before,
Yep, with the Sammy Watkins edition.
it's tough. I think is he back? Sure. Is he a stud? Sure. Is he probably a Pro Bowler? Sure. But I don't know that
Yeah.
we necessarily see him get back to that MVP type of caliber because
Yeah.
I think that
In
some of these teams have figured it
in
out.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say this: the problem with the Ravens is definitely not Lamar Jackson.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's a good
that's
point.
not where they're where they need to improve. Like a spot that they need to improve is the offensive line. This offseason, they're going to have a lot of competitions there, especially Ben Cleveland, which is kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
dope name. It's
That's a
interesting.
cool
It's got a
name.
little ring to
I
it.
like that.
Like you could probably say like Ben Cleveland Steamer, like you steamroll
Oh
something, or
yeah,
I
yeah. A
don't
little
know.
bit of play on
Yeah,
words there.
maybe for
Yeah, a
sure.
little innuendo.
Yeah, there's like for sure. Yeah,
There we go.
it's like something for everyone is in that
Yeah,
nickname.
for sure.
But he's going to be competing at the left guard as a rookie this year, so he's someone who could get in there. And the prospecting of him, he lays a big pop when he gets secures a block and he hits the flipper on whatever that means. So and he
Yeah.
secures the blocks. But a downside to him, Nick, I will say this: I looked it up when I was studying him,
Hmm.
and this is not my words, this is words of someone else, but his feet get too close together in his slide. So as he's sliding back,
Oh yeah.
his feet. So in pass protection, that could be a potential issue.
Lose a little
I've only
balance.
played a little high school and a little college football, so someone else could probably tell you more in depth. But essentially, he's talking about his feet being too close together in pass protection and not getting a wide base to really secure those blocks. But I mean, other than that, you got a solid guy, rookie
Yeah.
potentially with a dope name and potentially great career ahead of him.
Damn, that's a
And
great name.
then another guy I want everyone to keep their eye on is Dalen Hayes, out of Notre Dame. He was up for the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year award
Oh wow.
last year, and has been described to be a great leader and very community involved. And I think he was drafted in like the 5th or 6th round, an edge rusher for the Ravens.
Mm.
And I think he's the type of guy that if he can make an impact this year on the team, I think he will quickly be able to rise because the downside of him, Nick, was not enough flashy plays for us to make a pro prospect out
Oh
of him.
wow.
Like that's your downside. Like
That's
come on,
ridiculous.
kid.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like so I think he's going to be phenomenal. Linebacker, outside rusher, defensive end type of player. But yeah, that's who I'll look for to watch. Those are players to project. Week
Do you
week
think?
5 are we in now?
Yeah, we're in week 5, I believe. Yep. We're now.
Yeah.
Do you think that what the Ravens are maybe doing is they're realizing that like right now they are at a point where like okay, Lamar Jackson had that pop, right? And it's like now we got him. He's good to go. He's going to be good to go for a long time. Like I said, Pro Bowler, like perennial Pro Bowl type player. He's good.
Yeah.
Now, because we're going to pay him and like we're going to want to pay the guys to protect him and stuff, let's start drafting the young talent, get it around him now, start developing it, and let's kind of make a play for, the future here a little bit. Like, let's make a play, to kind of build
Yeah.
this thing up with some younger guys around him. He's young still. Like is that maybe a little bit of what they're doing with a couple of these younger guys, like you mentioned, right? A Ben Cleveland, that's a younger
Yeah.
guy, like
And Cleveland. Yeah, and it's like you bring enough veterans to keep you
Of
competitive,
course, right?
and then as you're rebuilding, kind of because you have a talented enough guys there already to keep you competitive with the help of a couple veterans like Sammy Watkins, and then a young rookie like Ben Cleveland Steam.
Hey, hey,
T-shirts come.
Benny
Um,
Cleaves.
no, I'm kidding. But 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 like yeah, with those additions, your team's gonna stay competitive. I think the AFC is super tough this
Yeah,
year, so I think it's gonna be up in the air fall. But I think they do squeak into the playoffs, but I don't think they're as high as people probably project them to be. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and I think
I agree.
probably right in there is the Colts too.
Yeah, oh, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, let's get into the Colts a little bit because this is
yeah,
interesting. Like we had touched on the Ravens a little in
yeah,
week 1, actually, interestingly enough, which I like that we'll get to see them right out of the
yeah.
gate against the Raiders. But dude, the Colts are an interesting group, huh? Like that is a very interesting team.
It is. And it's so interesting that it might just work really well in their favor.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. It's interesting. Like
And
they they have the type of team where if Carson Wentz can be the Carson Wentz that we all remember before the injury, before the Nick Foles moment, with them,
Yep.
the sky is absolutely the limit. Like that is a team. The defense was phenomenal last year.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, and even the year before, actually, they were like that. That team is built to be able to win right now. Um, you saw
Yeah.
them have
It
some
does seem that.
you saw them have some success last year with Philip Rivers, and Philip Rivers, like at the end of the day, I mean, he was at the tail end of his career there, and they were very solid
Yeah.
with him. Now you get a younger guy in Carson Wentz, and man, that is a team that I am very interested in.
Yeah, because from what I hear is like the team is like they've rallied around Carson, but I don't see too much stuff circulating on the internet like about him throwing in camp or anything like that, or
Um,
seeing any nice passes, which I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say is cause for concern, but like, and it's early on in training camp, so let's say that too. Let's not jump to any conclusions.
right,
Um,
right,
but you would like to see like him throwing a couple dimes to a couple like a Ty or something.
yeah, yeah, for
Like it would
sure.
just be it would be nice. I think the fans would enjoy seeing something like that. And I think that I do think those videos circulating about your team, I think that does I mean in today's world it does bring camaraderie.
Oh,
Like
no
if you
doubt.
throw a nice pass to like your guy who's also a star, it gets posted, it's circulating on the Twitter sphere. I mean, let's look into the
Right,
psychologyness of it because there is something there. We don't have the time right now and it's also very scientific, so we're not going to get into it. But
of course.
I mean, you have a guy like Carson Wentz throwing to T.Y. Hilton, who I think T.Y. Hilton's a little bit of a showman. I think we saw that not last year, but the year before when they were in the playoffs, and he brought that clown mask or something,
Oh yeah,
and then went off for like a bunch of yards.
yeah,
I think he's the type of player that does thrive with that fan atmosphere,
yeah.
and I think with fans being back in the stands, I think that does like add like 50 XP for him,
For sure. That dome gets
and
like they're an indoor stadium, not a dome. It's more of
yeah.
a box if you've ever been there. It's very I like it, but it's a little more of a box. It's the biggest building I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I know this is kind of a
Really.
tangent, but
Oh, let the people know.
so I was probably like this is a while ago, but I was in Indianapolis for a funeral. And
Get your wine, folks.
the way we see the the funeral that we were at, like we had it was a big funeral, so like you're in the like the car is going to the cemetery, and there's like a police escort because you had to go through downtown like Indianapolis, and it's like you're going through downtown and you're weaving over here, you're kind of on this highway. It's a very long ride, right? And we like went past the stadium at one point, and I am telling you, it is the biggest building I have ever seen in my life. Like it is like it's not tall, like it's not biggest like tall. Like I'm from Chicago, I've seen tall buildings. It's but it's like massive. Like it's just a block. It's just like a big block. And like dude, it's crazy. Like I was like, what the fuck is that? And my dad's like, that's the stadium. That's where the Colts play. It's nuts, man. It's super cool, but it is massive. Like hard to really comprehend. Like I feel like now, granted, I was younger, so maybe I would see it now and be like, "It's a building. What are you talking about?" But man, it was
Was that
huge.
big?
An awesome stadium, and in fairness, like they've hosted a ton of different events, Final
Oh, for sure.
Fours and Super Bowls and
Yeah.
things like that. So, I
They're
mean, you
popular
kind of
these days, that stuff. Yeah.
one of the better stadiums in the league by far.
Yeah.
Like that's I mean a no brainer. Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited, man. The Colts, I feel like, are a team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Colts are a team that, like, who hates the Colts? I don't know a lot of people that are like the fuck the Colts. Like, I hate. They're like, there's no cat. They're not like the
Uh,
Cowboys. They're not like the.
I could give you actually a very specific demographic of people who hate the Colts,
All right,
and that's the Baltimore Ravens fans who are fans of the Baltimore Colts before they were moved out of state.
that's a
That
good
would be
point.
the people who. That's the demographic of people who hate the Colts.
That's a good point.
But besides that, yeah, I don't think anyone.
That's a good point. Like, I think they outside. You're right, and that's a weird element to this game. Well, I should say a weird element, like as if like they're still mad.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a rival. It's not like they're playing over Baltimore. Like who's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be at Baltimore next year?
Like
Although
the
maybe an interesting
battle.
dynamic, NFL. Maybe we start playing for stadiums here.
Maybe we start pumping out the Battle of Baltimore, and that's the move for that game this
Maybe
year.
we play football for stadiums now. You want
The
to
Battle
play?
for
You want
Baltimore.
to? You want to play like at a super nice stadium? You're like, hey, we'll play you for it.
We'll play
It
for
actually
it.
would.
Yeah, that's a good
Jake
point.
Paul, Logan Paul, get on that.
set it up. The internet, man, they'll do it. But I do think the battle for Baltimore this year.
Yes.
I don't know. If I'm being honest, that's maybe the best game that we've covered so far. That's
Yeah,
maybe the
for
best
sure.
one so far. As far as
I
like
think
a
both agree.
competitive game that's going to be close, that's going to be worth watching, barring no injuries leading up to it. That is a game that is, knock on wood,
Yeah.
obviously, like but you start to get into that week 5 range, and if I'm being
Yeah.
honest, that's where things start to shift for the season in this
Yep.
league. Like,
And and I go ahead. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's all
Unless you were
that's
done.
no, no, that's like that's the
Okay, because I
reality.
just wanted to say, yeah, hey, check out 81 Vino. Okay, back to the show. Sorry, little plug there. But our man Kevin Hickey, he's with the Colts Wire. You know him? You know Kevin over at the Colts Wire, Nick?
Oh,
You remember we
Big
talked?
Kev, Big Kev. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we read his article the
Big
other
Kev,
day.
for sure, for sure.
And yeah, he was actually talking about the safety, the secondary play over with the Colts with Julian Blackmon being a top, I think he said like top 11 safety, which is a solid thing to have, and a guy with Kerry Willis, I believe, or yeah, I think Kerry Willis, and
Kari, you
who
thought it was
apparently,
Kari?
huh? Kari, it could be
No, I
Kari.
don't think it is. I'm just saying.
We're not linguists, so we apologize. Hey, if he sees this and it's wrong, just reach
Just
out
let
to
us
us. We'll
know.
fix
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll voice over it. I apologize.
Yeah.
But the correct pronunciation. But I will say he's kind of more of an underrated player, but has a lot of potential. Our boy Kevin said. So I'll be excited to see if they have an impact. But Nick, someone who I'm excited to get to actually for the Colts, who I was doing my due diligence. I was reading the roster, just
Yeah,
familiarizing myself with the players, see if I played with any of them,
of course.
throughout my career. And I did not play with anyone on the Colts, unfortunately.
That'll
But
happen.
I did I did coach at a high school where there was a kid on the varsity team as I was coaching the freshman team, basketball, not football, who was on the team.
No way.
This kid, Jordan Glasgow.
How cool is that?
He's from Marmion.
Yeah,
He
okay.
went to Michigan.
Yep.
He's a linebacker. The kid always kind of reminded me of like a Jimmy Tetreault type.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yep.
And
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
so I was checking out his. I looked into it because obviously that piqued my
Yeah,
interest.
that's
I'm like,
pretty
oh, this
cool.
would be great for the show. A little real life
Yeah,
connection,
no doubt.
And I'm sure he doesn't. He probably doesn't know who the fuck I am. But a, I saw it. I'm like dope, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is him.
Mm.
And then I'm looking through. He made a couple tackles last year, solo tackles. Apparently, he's on there just grinding the special teams, but like eating off of it.
That's dope.
And a
That's
guy
dope.
like so so when I saw he was on the Colts, I was shocked, but also not shocked because this dude is a workhorse. Like I always thought, like he would go to college basketball because his brothers played college basketball or college football. I apologize.
Makes sense.
His brothers play college football. I always figured he would make college football.
Yeah.
But then I saw him on the Colts and I was like, I was shocked just to see it, but then I was like, that makes sense. Because this dude, he can work, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for him because I think he can make an impact. And I think Colts, you got a good guy right
Oh,
there
that's
who's
awesome.
going to work his way to a starting position. But hey, you heard it here first,
Here.
okay?
Yep.
Spot talent quickly, and we're fans of.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so that I will be rooting for the Colts that game, and I think my guy Jordan Glasgow, if I had to bet on it, is going to hit the over of 10 tackles, and I'm going hard. He's going to be starter by week 5, no doubt,
Oh, I love it. No doubt. Dude,
no
that's
doubt.
our guy. That's one of our guys. We got we
I'm
got a
gonna have to get his
couple.
jersey for
We
sure.
got a couple for sure. And to be honest, think about it. If let's be honest, this upcoming season, that puts him in the same class as our guy Timmy Tebow. That's one of the very I mean, fan cast. That's our guy.
Yeah,
That's like we love Tim
yeah,
Tebow.
for sure.
Jordan Glasgow in great company with Tim Tebow. And at the end of the day, like that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all
Yeah,
about.
and now we got Ben Cleveland Steamer too, who's in there.
He's in there. He's in there with Julio Jones. We love ourselves a Julio Jones. So if you find yourself in the same category as a Julio Jones and perhaps a Aaron Rodgers and maybe someone along the line of a Tim Tebow, you find yourself in that type of category. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, at the end of the day,
you're poised for some success.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Just like the success of this wine that
It's
Tiho
perfect.
has concocted.
It's beautiful.
Because I will tell you, the notes on this are so rich and complex, like the man himself.
What do you
Because I
get?
know you see him, and you're like, he's a businessman, but a football player. But didn't he have a TV show? Yeah, I kind of remember he did. And there's more to the man than meets the eye. Just like this wine, because this wine, it hits the back of your tongue, the top of your mouth,
What are you getting?
and that's the main area.
What are you getting on the notes there? I'm gonna go
Oh, on
ahead
the
and
palate.
do a little more little
Oh,
splash there.
for sure. That's a tough question. What am I getting on the palates? Because now you really put me out here to the wine community, Nick.
Am I?
Okay, I guess
Am
like
I?
mhm. You get those notes too? Oh, did my audio cut out?
Mm, you're good.
Mm.
You're good. I was having a moment here with the with the.
Yeah, I do kind of get some bright black cherries though.
I'm getting a little bit of like
Kind of.
almost like a yeah, that
Don't
is
look at the bottom.
a little bit of
So obvious, man.
little bit of cherries. No, I'm not looking at the bottle. I was looking to see
Mm. What the bottle said. Dark chocolate a little bit too, and a little
Okay,
of
yes. A little cinnamon too. Okay, okay.
uh.
You definitely get the cherries. You definitely get the cherries, I feel like. That's probably the one that comes through the most. It's probably why they wrote it first, but it's damn good though. I'm being honest. Like Tio, like I wish that we could have come on here and done some sort of like bit, but like this is like phenomenal. Like like I would recommend if you were watching this, like come on, like try it. Like this is like I'm serious. Like whatever you think,
Also,
the dude is
81
making
feet
good wine. Like fucking
for
at the
sure.
end of the day, like that's what it's all about. The guy is making good wine. It's T.O. Come on.
And then here's for 81 Vino. If you guys are seeing this, hey, we want to plug your wine. Let's make it happen. Let's see what we can do together.
Gosh.
But you know what? If it's anything like this wine, it's going to be magical.
I'll tell you
That's
what,
all I can say.
you'll never get us cheaper
You won't ever get us cheaper. But also remember, we're not financial advisors.
in
So,
fairness.
Nick, I got to ask,
Okay.
who do you have in this matchup for the Colts and the Ravens? What's your score prediction here?
Yeah, so this is a beautiful matchup, right? We're looking forward to it. In fairness, I do truly believe this is the best matchup that you're going to get Monday Night Football all season long.
So
Like honestly,
far.
it's I really think this is probably the premier matchup. Like I know it's kind of
It
early,
is.
but it's not. It's in the middle realm of the season. Like I think these are two teams that will stack up really well against each other. I think these are two teams that are probably going to be looking really good come week 5. I think that the battle for Baltimore could be the best game of the entire Monday Night Football slate.
The battle for.
I think this could be an overtime game. This could be a game that goes well into the wee hours of the morning. This could be a game that is memorable all season. I think at the end of the day, realistically speaking, I go back and forth. But if I have to pin them down, I think it's Colts win by 3.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's Colts by 3. I think they figure it out. I think the Colts have a team that people are not paying enough attention to. I think they come out. I think they get the job done. It's a close game. I think it could be a shootout. So I think, realistically speaking, I'm thinking 31-28 Colts.
31-28. Okay. I'm very similar to you, Nick. I am on the Colts. I'm riding the Colts bandwagon any Monday opportunity they get.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because my guy Jordan Glasgow, who doesn't even know me, and nor should he, okay? Because I'm a nobody. But he has made himself into a somebody. So
Yeah.
kudos to him
Yep.
playing on the Colts. So I'm a Colts fan through and through, and I think his 10 tackles that game is going to help make an impact, and I think that helps the Colts to become the winners of the Baltimore
I
Bowl,
like it.
38-34,
Oh.
and you can put it in the books. And I think T.Y. Hilton probably goes for 120 yards and at least 2 touchdowns.
Hey, see, T.Y. Hilton. Is T.Y. Hilton the most underrated receiver in the NFL?
I don't know.
I think he might be. I think he might be the most underrated. I think that is yeah. I think T.Y.
I
Hilton
don't,
does not get the
yeah,
respect he
he's had a
deserves.
lot of turnover, which hasn't helped him.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true.
I'll be interested to see this year with Carson. and then if he stays next year, because he did only sign a 1-year deal this year. So
That's interesting.
I'll be interested to see the type of year this year, and I'm sure he's going to ball out because he can go sign anywhere next year, you know. And he did take a pay cut to sign with the Colts, so that's a kind of like a man of like that you want to root for.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's also
He's a team
I have the Colts.
type of guy, right? And at the end of the day, like maybe that's what the Colts. I mean, dude, the Colts are an interesting team. They're fascinating. I think both of us are on the same page. They're gonna have a great year. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I see that team. They're gonna be in a couple awesome games with the Titans this year. I'm excited that those two teams are in the same division. We get to see that matchup twice. I could easily see that going 1-1. And man, the Colts are a fun team. I think that's a fun team all year.
Here's here's when I want to offer FanDuel. Okay,
Okay.
I want to see FanDuel for this game, Colts versus Ravens, set a line for field goal kicks at 0.5 over under
Mm.
for Pat McAfee to kick an extra or for a field goal.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then we'll see. We put it out there. Yeah, we'll see.
Manifest
Maybe he
it.
does come back. Maybe he gets wind of this.
I get that.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean,
Why
in
not?
fairness, I mean, let's say, for
And things
example,
have happened
there was no, let's say they could just make it happen, right? You would have to think,
for
you
sure.
would have to think if you were the Colts and you had a situation happen at like punter
Yeah,
or kicker
for
and
sure.
you needed someone for a week, like you would just make the move. You would just do it.
Hey Pat, can you do us a solid?
Like
We'll pay you
I
this
mean,
much
come
for
on, like you don't need to like I mean like you just do it, right? Like at that point, like that's the obvious choice. Like guy goes to like it's like
yeah,
boom, something crazy happens, like oh no, like we need somebody this week, maybe 2 weeks, but that's it. Like you would have to
yeah,
at this point with that guy. Like you would have to.
yeah, for sure. You would at least ask the question, right?
Oh, for sure. So there's no way you have that meeting and somebody doesn't mention it. Like there's
And
no
and
way.
now you don't have the COVID hurdles to jump through. So
There you go.
there's that
You
aspect to
I
it. So
I mean it's
let's put it out there. 0.5 field goals
bad back.
for Pat McAfee week 5. I think we start taking that bet if FanDuel doesn't pick it up.
Dude, do you think how much? I mean this sincerely. How much good do you think he's done the Colts? Like, just like how
Oh,
impactful is he as a person for the Colts
he's
organization?
more impactful than Peyton Manning
I would
because Peyton Manning's career in Indianapolis is somewhat forgotten by Denver.
because Peyton Manning won one in Denver. I do think that absolutely like made.
Yep.
Now this is once again this is where I think people that are Colts fans would be pissed. I'm trying to look at it from the whole NFL perspective to those people. Like in the way that
Mhm.
everyone views him, you are 100% right. Like that
Yeah.
Denver situation kind of was like, oh, he could do it there too. Same thing just happened with Tom Brady and the Patriots. The fact that
Yeah.
he could do it in Tampa, you were like, oh, okay, so he's kind of more
Yeah.
transcendent of them. It's not so much them; it's a lot more him,
Yeah.
right? I think
Unless
I
the
think
Patriots
so.
come out and win this year.
Could Pat McAfee is Yeah, that's a good point. Pat McAfee, Pat. Yeah, yeah, that actually is a really good point because they could. I feel like they are not.
Yeah.
People are not giving them the credit that they
That is
deserve, and, but
that's for another time. But
But
Pat
they,
McAfee.
but Pat McAfee anyway. Yeah, I think he has done more for the Colts than most of the guys that have played for the Colts. Like I think he is at this point sort of a figure that's like you know brought them into prominence in a way that they would have otherwise not had. Like people are a fan
Yeah.
of them. Like I said, people don't really hate the Colts. Like they're kind of a
No.
franchise where everybody's like, man, that's all. Like they could play most of the NFC and in the Super Bowl, and I would root for them. Probably the whole NFC. If it wasn't the Packers, I'd be like, yeah, like I'd like to see him
Yeah,
get another
why
one.
not?
Jim Irsay is like an awesome owner. Like it's just like one
Yeah.
of these organizations that just seems like they just do stuff the right way.
Yeah.
Like they're
It,
kind of awesome,
yeah.
like across the board.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah. It
fan,
does
for
seem like
sure.
they handle things the right way, which
Hmm.
is awesome. You know what also handles things the right way? 81 Vino after a nice hard days of work.
It's what you need. It's that I mean, at the end of the day, To he knows how to make a damn good wine. I'm happy that he's out here, getting out in the
Yeah.
wine game. And I'll be honest, man. I mean,
Mhm.
I I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like, there's just nothing else to say. You can go to www.81vino.com. That is the website. They are
Yeah.
they're doing some awesome things with this
Nick, can you
81
hold that
vino.
bottle up in the frame there?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get the front label there. I think that's a cool little
Beautiful.
label.
It's
81
beautiful.
81 vino. Look at that. It's beautiful, man. Like, I think they've done a great job, man. I'm excited. I hope we can maybe make something happen. I would
It's
drink
Yeah,
this.
it's one of the most exciting things to happen
See if I can get it.
in a little while because I'm excited because it is good. I was worried maybe it's not going to be great, but I'm impressed, my guy. I'm
Oh,
impressed.
me too. Me
Not
too.
that my opinion matters anything to you, but
Awesome, man. I
yours.
hope we get to meet the man someday. An absolute legend with a damn good wine. I'm excited to keep talking about it on this program. Hopefully, fucking 30 years from now, we're sitting somewhere, hanging out with T.O., drinking some 81 vino, talking Colts, Ravens, the Baltimore Bowl 155. You know,
Baltimore Bowl 155. Who
I mean,
knows? It's
who knows?
possible.
You
Hey,
never
we
know. The
got to speak it
Baltimore,
into existence. So, Colts fans, Ravens fans, you speak into existence via our comments down below who you want to win Week 5.
for sure. Go ahead and let us know.
Say
And tomorrow morning we'll see you guys in the morning. Nice and early. We'll get a little football fix. And cheers to
Cheers.
you. All I gotta say is adios.
All right. See you later, Jabron.